Hello and welcome to Paula B Energy. So glad that you are here. Hi, Sagittarius. It's time for your March tarot reading. This is a general reading for the sign of Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising signs. So since it's a general reading, you'll want to just take what resonates and leave the rest. Not everything in the reading is going to apply to every single person, and that's okay. That's the way it works. Sagittarius, I've kind of mixed things up just a little bit. Not mixed them up, but elaborated on them, I think I could say. We're still going to have your 5 main categories of your message, which is recent past, the present, your challenges, your blessings, and what Spirit wants to tell you. We're also going to do an oracle card at the end of the reading, but I've added a couple of new small oracle cards just to give us a little pointed message. And your first one of those is guidance. Find safety in your beacon's light. Now, a beacon, if we think of a beacon like in a lighthouse, we think of that really bright light that is letting the sailors know, be careful, this might be rocky, here's where the shoreline is. So what is your beacon? Now, I've already pulled your first 5 cards, and I'll be adding in some more clarifying cards for each of your 5 categories. And that way, it just helps us to have a little bit more detail in the reading and give us just that much more insight into the energy of what's coming in March. So your first card is in your recent past. Now remember, this can be between now and 6 weeks ago, somewhat like that. Let's see, Knight of Swords. Your first card is Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is a very swift knight, very logical, clear thinking. So it's possible, Sagittarius, that you have had an experience in your recent past where you have had to really focus on the facts, and you have had to be logical about something and not emotional. I will say that applies. And what else? Knights are the knights of action, right? They're doing. They're always on a steed of some kind. They use whatever the suit is. So in this case, swords is all about our thoughts, our mental processes. It's also about our communication, right? So it's possible that in the recent past, you've had to really clearly communicate something in a very factual, logical way. Maybe in a way that just has felt maybe kind of cold. And, you're a warm sign, being a fire sign. So coldness is probably not the way you normally operate, but perhaps you've had to do that in the recent past. And that's okay. It looks like that you are coming to the end of a cycle. You have the World card, and this is the last card in the Major Arcana. It signifies that there is an end to a major lesson in your life. So maybe you've had to get just really kind of cold and factual about that and just accept, hey, yeah, this is the lesson that I've had to learn. I'm not really thrilled about it. In fact, maybe I don't even have any emotion about it any longer, but I'm ready to move on. That's what this card is saying. This card is saying that you're also coming to a new beginning for a new cycle. It's my personal belief that whenever we end a large cycle, it has to do with a big life lesson. Now, a lot of people don't like the word lesson because it implies, oh, I got to learn stuff. Yeah, but isn't that what we're here to do? We learn stuff our entire life, right? It's not just playtime 24/7 all the days of our lives. That might be a little boring, I'm thinking. I believe that we come here to learn lessons and experience all the great things that are here on this planet. So you are coming to the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one, Sagittarius, and that's a good thing. Congratulations. It's like a graduation. All right, and your third recent past card is the Six of Cups. Now, this Six of Cups card shows a little girl, and she's having a tea party in the forest with all her forest friends, including the Queen of the Fairies and all kinds of creatures. This is a card that indicates playfulness. Could be fantasy, could be someone from your past. Often this card is described as someone from your past coming along. That's very possible as well. It could also just be nostalgia. You're thinking about the past and the way the past was, and you're kind of looking at it through rose-colored glasses. Often we have this tendency as humans to look at the past with this rosy glow, like everything was perfect and it was all wonderful back in the day. And we forget that it wasn't all wonderful back in the day. There were some good things, just like there are now. So what are you focusing on there in that situation? Okay to be nostalgic, but not to live in the past, right? All right, in your present row, ooh, if you're looking for love, here it is. Two of Cups. This is the card of true partnership. It is the card of true love. The Two of Cups, this version is one of my favorites. This shows these two tree people, and they're literally growing around one another. They are entwining. They are supporting one another in every way. I absolutely adore this card. This shows you what Two of Cups actually is. It is true partnership. It is where you are in sync with the other person. You might not always agree on things. They are very different. Look at them. They're two completely different types of trees. However, they appreciate one another, and they are growing and supporting one another on life's journey. That is miraculous. So, for those of you looking for love, might be happening this month, I'm going to say. And this, as far as career is concerned, this could be a really good partnership. So if you are with a company and now you found a team, right? And now you're going to work together as a team. Perhaps you're an entrepreneur and you're finding someone to collaborate or partner with. All of those possibilities are happening. So I love that card, as you can probably tell. All right. Also in your present, you have the Ace of Swords, literally the sword of truth, the sword of being, the experience of being able to know what is true. It is also a new beginning card. We see the kind of a light shining from the very top of the sword. So we see the light bulb moment, something happening there. Could be a bit of inspiration, although that tends to be Ace of Wands. But it could be that you've just come up with a brilliant idea. Or maybe you're brilliantly communicating an idea. In any event, it is a new beginning, particularly in the logic and thinking parts of your life. Then this is followed by the Queen of Wands. So not only have you had a brilliant idea, but you've figured out what you want. The Queen of Wands, this is the suit of fire, which is all about our desires, our passions, and the actions that we take to get it. So the Queen of Wands is, she knows exactly what she wants, and she goes for it. And she may also direct other people to help her get it. That's that kind of energy right there. We see her, she's a musician. She's playing a harp, right? Musicians are very tuned into their passions and being able to convey those to others. So your present energy is showing a lot of, what's the word I want? Working together, teamwork, partnering, along with brilliance and knowing what you want. Okay, so now we come to challenges. Your very first challenge card, Sagittarius, is the High Priestess. So the High Priestess represents the keeper of esoteric and occult knowledge. That is the keeper of the hidden knowledge, the inner knowledge, the intuition. That's what the High Priest, that's what she is all about. She is, in my opinion, with the Magician, the High Priestess is, that's the power couple in tarot. They have, in my opinion, the most power. But it's primarily a power that is not quite manifested in the material world. Immediately after High Priestess, we have Empress and we have Emperor, and they're more material based, right, here on the planet. The High Priestess is all about inner knowledge. So your challenge this month, Sagittarius, is going to be to really tap into your intuition, to listen to your intuition and pay attention to it, and not let your brain drown out your inner voice. Your inner voice, that's your That's your higher self speaking, and it's trying to give you guidance. And if you're ignoring it, it might not work out so well. All right. Then you've got also in your challenge position, the Seven of Pentacles. So here we've got someone, she's literally testing this fruit here. And is the juice worth the squeeze? Because she's literally squeezing this. She's testing to see, is this fruit ripe? Is it ready to pick? If you notice, she has a basket and she's already picked some fruits. And it looks like some of the ones up above are not quite ripe. They're not the same color as this one that she's examining. So in the different areas of your life, Sagittarius, you need to take a look and see, okay, is the effort that I've been putting into this action, is it worth it? Are my actions going to have a result, or am I just spinning my wheels? Am I spending effort, time, money, energy into something that is not going to benefit me and is not going to move me towards my goal? Are your efforts moving you towards your goal? That will be your challenge this month. And then your third challenge is the Death card. Now, I love this. This is my favorite Death card in all the decks that I have because it is a phoenix. The Death card is the card of transformation. It is a card of ending a cycle, of course, and beginning a new one. But it is literally a transformation from one state to another. Actual death, that's what is happening. We're transferring from one state to another. And in the issue of the Phoenix here, the situation of the Phoenix, literally in the legend of the Phoenix, when the Phoenix dies, it becomes, it bursts into flame and turns into a pile of ashes and then is reborn. So it's a magical creature, obviously. This whole deck is about fantasy creatures. But I like that this is showing this transformation. So Sagittarius, you may have situations this month that feel like death to you, that feel like, oh Lord, this is the end of all. Not to worry. Sometimes we have to have something that no longer serves us has to die or, go away in order for us to allow the new thing in. Are you willing to do that? Okay, now, blessings. Okay, that Death card's always a heavy card, right? All right, now we have the Strength card in your blessings. So you do have the strength, Sagittarius. You have all the strength to do this. Although this is a card of Leo, it still is a fire sign card. So you have that inner strength, that compassion, that ability to tame the inner beast that's going to allow you to achieve your goals, those goals that you know that you want. You've got some great ideas. You're able to make your efforts bear results. That all takes compassion and inner strength. And frankly, to deal with that Phoenix takes inner strength as well. And so this reading is telling you, you have that blessing. Remember that. You're strong enough. Then you've got the Two of Wands. Now, this is a blessing card. How is this a blessing? Well, first of all, you have choices, right? Two of Wands is always about choices. And sometimes this card can feel like it's a frustrating card because, man, I've got these two things that I really love to do and I can't choose between them. This is a person at a crossroads. It's Wands. So we're talking about our passions, our desires, our ambitions, right? Things that we want to go for. And it's also talking about actions, and it's talking about our connection to spirit. So are you connected to spirit when you're walking through the month of March trying to make these decisions and deal with this stuff? Are you doing that? And also being grateful that you have choices. You do have choices. First of all, you always have the choice in how you're going to react to a situation, how you're going to act. That's your ultimate choice, right? Because you are sovereign in yourself. You have the choice. So be aware that you do have choices. Do not get stuck in the feeling that you don't have a choice and you have to make this one decision. Start to think outside the box. All right, then your third blessing card is the Four of Swords. Now remember, swords is all about our mind, our mental abilities and thoughts, being able to connect to logic. It is also Swords are about communication. And what we see here is someone who is taking a rest. This is the give it a rest card. So if you've just been kind of turning on the hamster wheel of worry, Sagittarius, it's time to give it a rest, okay? You're not done fighting. You're still going to be moving forward. But sometimes we require a rest so that we'll have more energy to devote to what we want to do at a later time. And it's okay if you need to take a rest. That is a blessing, isn't it? All right, now, Spirit's message for you. Your first message from Spirit is the Queen of Cups. You need to follow your heart. You need to figure out what it is that you deeply desire, what you truly, truly want to do. And then you need to follow it. That is the only way to have true happiness. Your second message from Spirit is the Page of Cups. Now, pages are always messengers, so this is literally a message of love. This could be a message of love from Source to you. Could be an actual message of love from a person as well. In any event, you need to pay attention to what love is trying to tell you. And perhaps you are the one that is giving the message of love. Have you thought about that? Maybe you're the one that needs to give the message. And then your final message from Spirit is Queen of Swords. Now, Queen of Swords, in her unbalanced aspect, can be very cold and calculating. But we're not talking about this. We're talking about the fact that this is a queen who knows how to look at the facts and to be able to clearly see the truth. And she doesn't allow the facts to sway her emotions. She just accepts, okay, I'm so grateful that I can see things for how they really are, and then I can take the appropriate action based on actual facts, not on what I believe to be true or what my emotions would like for it to be, but the actual situation. So, Spirit's overall message to you is follow your heart and use your logic at the same time. I like that because it's very, very balanced. I love it when the reading balances itself out really nicely. Here is another message. We, the mermaids, bring you the key to Ys, a lost land with knowledge resting deep beneath the cold, dark northern seas. You may be drawn to a book, study, or a teacher with wisdom to share. Ooh, I'm going to say high priestess much? Yeah. All right. So that is a very big possibility for some of you this month. Let's see. In the area of love, you got a lot of love in your reading this month, Sagittarius. So I'm going to say that there's a high likelihood that quite a few of you are going to be meeting that special someone if you are in fact looking for love. If you are in an existing relationship, that Two of Cups says that you're just going to become even more deeply entwined together and really deepen your relationship and really work together. I like this a lot. For those of you who are working and are perhaps looking for a job or looking to change something in the job section, it looks like you're going to be finding your tribe. You're going to find someone that you can really have teamwork with. You're going to need to be very discerning. And you're going to really need to figure out what it is that you want from the job in order to make the right decision. That Seven of Pentacles, is my effort worth it? Are my efforts going to see results? So make sure that the efforts that you're putting forth is toward what you really want. You don't want to, go out there and try to get some sort of career and then it turns out, that wasn't really what I wanted. And then you got to start all over again. That's wasted effort and you don't want that. But it looks like that for many of you, you will be finding something that is going to work out for you if you can do that. For some of you, there is going to be something that's ending. And that could be Maybe you've decided that you no longer want to work for yourself. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. Maybe you want to work for someone else. There's going to be some collaboration happening. So for some of you, especially entrepreneurs, it looks like there's going to be some collaboration, or you're going to meet someone that you're going to partner with in some way. That could be really, really good. Make sure that you are using your logic and reading your contracts really well. We're coming into some retrograde action, astrologically speaking, so be very, very careful when you're reading the contracts. Let's see. And in the health department, all right, so it looks like you're coming to the end of some sort of cycle. Probably some of you are going to be overcoming a health issue, and some of you are going to be gaining new knowledge about your health situation and really putting in the effort. Make sure that you've done your research so that your efforts are going in the right direction. I think overall that it's going to work for you, but resting, that Four of Swords, that's going to be really key for anybody that is dealing with a health situation. And there's going to be some transformation happening. That's okay. That's what has to happen when we're on a path to health. Overall, it looks like a really good month. I want to pull your oracle card, Sagittarius, and we'll do a little bibliomancy. Here's a card popping up. Excellent. All right, now let's see here. Let me pull it up. And I just like to let whatever pops out on the page pop out. Your card is trust. Trust in life. Nothing happens by chance, and the universe is guiding you towards your destiny. Have faith and trust. This mermaid says everything is working out perfectly and for the highest good of all, even if it doesn't feel that way right now. It's important to put your trust in life and know that all is well. When our rational mind becomes dominant and our need to control takes over, life can be challenging. Know that your journey is unfolding exactly as it should, and there's nothing to concern yourself about. Go within and know all is well as you trust in your life's process. Oh, I like that. Trust in your life's process and going within. You've got that high priestess that's in your challenge position. So going within is going to be really key for you. And making sure that all your efforts are getting you the results that you want, Sagittarius. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you'll comment and tell me how the month went. And join me next month. So do the thumbs up and the ring the bell and all that jazz that YouTube likes us to do. I hope you'll join me. And thanks and have a wonderful month. Bye.